2023 was a pretty good year for historical movies on Netflix, with Seven Kings Must Die and All the Light We Cannot See being the two standout Netflix original historical films that got released to the streaming platform last year. But unfortunately, I do have to say that this year's list of historical Netflix original movies will not be anywhere as good as the selection we received in 2023. But there are still some very interesting and unique historical movies coming to Netflix in 2024, and this video will give you some details and potential release dates where possible of some of these upcoming historical Netflix original films that will be getting released from April 2024 to the end of the year. But before we begin, don't forget, if you love anything to do with historical movies and historical TV shows, then subscribe to my channel History Spark. First up, releasing on April 5 will be Scoop, a biographical drama film based on the events that journalist Emily Maitlis had to undertake to get the scoop of the decade and convince Buckingham Palace to conduct an interview with Prince Andrew regarding his association with Jeffrey Epstein. And I am sure everyone has seen some clip online about this train wreck of an interview.
I have a peculiar medical condition, which is that I don't sweat. Or I didn't sweat at the time.
And this movie will go in depth about all the behind the scenes negotiations and dealings that had to occur for this interview to take place. And this movie will also consider all the aftermath that would follow from this disastrous interview.
And you profusely sweating, and that she went on to have...
This movie will star Rufus Sewell as Prince Andrew and Gillian Anderson as Emily Maitlis, so be sure to check out Scoop when it gets released to Netflix on April 5 of this year. April 10 will see the release of What Jennifer Did, which is a crime documentary based around Jennifer Pan, a Canadian woman who hired a hitman to kill her parents. And she was able to deceive investigators and police forces for over a decade regarding this murder. This is one of the most bizarre and thrilling murder mysteries of recent memory, and What Jennifer Did will give a deep dive into all the fascinating details behind this case. So be sure to check out What Jennifer Did when it gets released on April 10. Next up is The Witcher: Sirens of the Deep, which is set to have a Q4 release in 2024. This will be an animated film set in the Witcher universe, and this upcoming movie will be based on the short story A Little Sacrifice from the Sword of Destiny books. The confirmed voice casting for Witcher: Sirens of the Deep will see Doug Cockle, who voices Geralt of Rivia in the video games, reprising his role for Geralt in this movie, and it will also have Joy Batey voicing Jaskier and Anya Chalotra voicing Yennefer, who played these characters in the original Witcher series. I haven't watched the Witcher series in a while, to be honest, and I'm not sure how I feel about this upcoming movie yet, so I'll definitely be waiting for reviews before I watch this film. But maybe an animated movie is just the thing that Netflix needs to save the Witcher universe. Jakada Express is an upcoming Bollywood film which will tell the story of professional Indian woman cricket player Jhulan Goswami and her extraordinary journey where she quickly rose in prominence in the sport, and she currently holds the record for the most number of wickets in a women's one-day international cricket match. This movie will see Anushka Sharma star as Jhulan Goswami, and it will be directed by Prosit Roy. So if you are into cricket and enjoy Bollywood films, then this biographical film Jakada Express about one of India's best female cricketers might be just a recommendation for you. If brutal politicians and African history are of interest to you, then the upcoming movie House of God will be a strong recommendation for you to consider. This movie will tell the story of military leader and nobleman Bashuran Ga, who was a crucial figure in the Oyo Empire during the 18th century. House of God will tell the complex story of this powerful figure who wanted to help and protect his people from neighboring kings who were always attempting to invade, but he was also determined to increase and grow his own power and political influence at any cost necessary. So I do have to say, the story of Bashuran Ga does sound very fascinating and very complex. So I'll be sure to keep an eye out for House of God when it gets released at some point in 2024. Next up will be Joy, the story of the world's first in vitro fertilization baby. Set in the 1960s, a nurse, scientist and surgeon worked together to create a revolutionary new technology which would allow the first test tube baby to be created, and this would provide some much needed hope and options to couples struggling to conceive. This film will star the always awesome James Norton and Bill Nighy in the primary roles, and with filming nearing completion, we should be seeing Joy releasing to Netflix at some point in the middle of 2024. And the next film on this list will give us a new perspective about World War II, which most of us may not have considered before, and that is the process of delivering mail from soldiers on the front line all the way to their destinations back home. And 6888 will tell the story of the 6,888th Battalion of the Women's Army Corps, an all-black battalion of 800 plus women who are given the monstrous task of delivering a backlog of over 3 years worth of mail. This Netflix film will have an all-star cast involved in the project, including Kerry Washington and Oprah Winfrey, and Tyler Perry is also set to direct this movie as well. So 6888 is definitely one of the most unique listings in this video, and I can't wait to watch this new perspective of World War II in 2024. And another confirmed movie with the 2024 release date is The Piano Lesson, a historical movie set in the aftermath of the Great Depression, in which a black family known as the Charles must decide what they should do with the precious family heirloom, a piano which has engravings and etchings on it by an enslaved ancestor of the family. This movie will star Samuel L. Jackson and John David Washington in the lead roles for this movie, and I for one think this movie about family history and family legacy looks really interesting, and I can't wait to watch it when it gets released to Netflix, most likely in Q3 of this year. So those are all the movies that I have been able to confirm with the 2024 release date to Netflix as of now. But let me know in the comments down below if you feel like there's any movies that I have missed out on, and also what movie from this list you are looking most forward to watching. And remember to stay up to date with everything to do with historical movies and historical TV shows, subscribe to my channel History Spark, and thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. Bye.